As the president of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, revealed details of his private meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Abuja last week as nationwide protests broke out over the rising cost of living. Ajaero stated during a live television interview that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu told Labour leaders that as part of measures to reduce the cost of governance, he attempted to reduce the presidential fleet and lives in a two-bedroom apartment. When asked about the appointments of several special assistants, Tinubu argued that rather than subscribe to complaints over hiring numerous aides, the unionists should consider the hires in light of job creation. I mean, this is a new twist, Rufai. Go ahead. Okay. Why
you know the reaction is, that is exactly the problem with Nigeria. And I totally disagree with President Tinubu. When they say you're hiring lots of people as special advisors, you're saying job creation for what? It is the private sector that should create the jobs. Why can't we revitalize the private sector? Today, as we speak today, dollar is going yo-yo to the naira. No cars on the road, OG. Businesses are shutting down. GSK is going down. Everything is going down in Nigeria, and nobody's talking about it. And you're trying to justify it, and you're telling us you live in a two-bedroom. Humor me. Look at the mansion down the road. Yeah. What is two-bedroom apartment? Presidential fleet. Yes. Look at the mansion that was just built down the road here. You're telling me two-bedroom apartments. Is that what
maybe they're still renovating.
We need to renovate what? Let's not deceive ourselves. See, the truth has to be said here. All of that the president is saying that two-bedroom apartment is just part of talk. We all know that the president is a very wealthy man. And he has means to whatever he wants to have means to. Okay. But what we are saying is, cut cost of governance. You are putting about 48 ministers in the first place. You are budgeting ministries everywhere. We are not telling ourselves the truth. Why the people are suffering? Why senators are sharing 70 billion? And yesterday, for good measure, OG, they didn't know when God revealed them. As Senator Akpabio said, he said that we've put more. I've said to you, you will take it tomorrow, that we've put money in your account, a token in your account as you're going on holiday. And the next thing, it looks like we withdraw that statement, and he now went ahead to say, we've sent prayers to your email. Send me prayers to my email. Pray for me, Senator. Senate clerk, pray for me. We can't keep deceiving ourselves. Or that's what we're just saying. Right. When we are saying everybody should take a haircut.
My country people, Tinubu don't step up again. He can't go bring 400 level student comment. When he say he don't put for position of tax reform. The question when they ask for this, then be say, now only the able people now they use. What about the disabled? Are they not included? Why they preach the government of inclusion where you are not including the necessary people? These people are very intelligent. That's why they might be disabled one way or the other, but you are not using them. Is it the government to preach about? My people, me are not criticizing this small picky way come out, but when I hear the water what show what they give them.
On Tuesday, appointed a 400 level student of the University of Ibadan, Orire Agbaje, as a member of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms at the State House in Abuja. Agbaje, who is an economics student at the university, is also the president of the Nigerian University's Tax Club. She joined tax experts from both the private and public sectors at the inaugural meeting of the committee chaired by tax expert Taiwo Oyedele. I mean, this also caused a lot of reactions on social media. I mean, it is nice to see that, a young girl that is still in the university is part of that team. I mean, it's like a first, correct? I mean, correct me if I am wrong. But Nigerians are just Nigerians. They have reacted. Let me take a tweet from Paula, who wrote, "This would have been a wonderful development, but our government can't be trusted. So it's either the girl's parents are high stakeholders in this new government, or they just took the girl for a photo shoot and clout chasing." Well, Omoyele Sowore came to her defense. He posted that picture of Tinubu and the lady. He said, read somewhere, this lady here with Tinubu was appointed to a tax committee, and some are upset that an ordinary student was given appointment. Well, unlike so many senators, even the president, and recently so many of Tinubu's ministers, we at least know this young lady is in school and we know her school, course of study and level, as opposed to most of the politicians running Nigeria today. No one could truly tell you where they went to school. Most of them don't have level.
Now to the fantastic Orire Agbaje. Looking at her history, despite what people are saying that she might know someone and might be, influenced by that, it's very doubtful if she is. If you look at her record, she's just a young girl who's acted in different leadership capacities, in financial clubs in university, tax clubs in university as well, and also excelled in academia. In fact, looking at her LinkedIn page, you would see a record of what she's done. And it's so good to see a young girl like that take on that position. And I'm hoping that she will excel at it. She's not the chair. So for those who are saying that, oh, it's serious business, why are we putting this young girl? Again, it is what you say that word again. Infantilizing her. Saying that she doesn't have anything to offer. I think she'll bring a fresh perspective, also an opportunity for her to learn, and also from a young person's point of view. We've had a lot of older people give their thoughts and advisory in this matter. It's good to see a young person, and I'm glad to find out what she will be contributing. I must also mention other women represented, especially Hansatu Adigbite from Wimbiz, just seeing women who are thriving and being very particular about bringing women to the conversation, especially as it involves the economy and tax matters in Nigeria.
My people, in case na the very first way they question na Bod TV, Bod, we will analyze all the trends that happen. I be mona they share. Mona like we say So as they talk just now, so this government of Tinubu, in one they can draw people into believing they live for 2-bedroom flats, but at the same time, enough it cut down a convoy and the ministers and the people will be saying in they give plenty money too. This one makes sense, my people. Is this one sensible? Is this the government we are talking about? Hey, at the same time, the guy say he want give us the government will be say of the people, by the people, and for the people. And yet, with the year all the wuru where they go around, and he wants to put us for trouble by bringing war into the same country. My people, una not say government where they lead war, and you know the street because the effect of after the war, it not good though. Hey, my people, make I let this video make it play. Mokuna hear all the Ogbogen news will be say it dey inside this video. Mona not forget to subscribe. Mokuna like, and make una watch this video to the ending. Well, bye bye yo.
Cut the cost of governance, which is what we have said ad nauseam on this program about the need for a lean, more efficient government so that you can save resources. In fact, in Ghana, when they wanted to embark on this IMF-induced reform, one of the things that they did, as a way of reform, was to reduce the salaries and benefits of government officials. That's the kind of thing Nigerians are asking for, to save costs. To also reduce all these convoys and the number of assistants. Was it not here that we found that the Speaker of the House of Representatives employed about 40-something media aides, including somebody that will be holding microphone, and is named a special assistant in charge of microphones. Only in Nigeria do you see that kind of absurdity. Yeah. Okay, so that was the context in which Ajero was speaking. And he said they also raised a point about convoys. And that the president said he has no control over the fleet of cars in his convoy. That the security people say is a security consideration. And we've also made a point on this program that security agencies can be sometimes overzealous. They go beyond the normal to say, to be seen to be working, to be protecting the principal. So those are the issues. But definitely, President Tinubu will have to deal with the issue of bloated government.
Absolutely.
Yes. He cannot behave like Speaker of House of Reps or one other governor, or that students' union leader somewhere in Nigeria.
I think
because that bad example is not going down now. Yes. Can you imagine a students' union president appointing bodyguards and appointing senior special assistants on every subject? That is the level of absurdity to which we have descended. However, on the question of the president living in a 2-bedroom apartment, again, contest. You will recall that the president was living in Asokoro, and there were concerns that he was disturbing traffic, and people were complaining. So we were later told he has since moved to the villa. Yeah. But when he moved to the villa, the 2-bedroom apartment that the president can talk of is glass house. If the main residence is still under renovation, and I don't know why that renovation should go on forever, the president can say, oh, he's staying in the glass house. The glass house is a 2-bedroom apartment. Even the dining room cannot take up to 10 people. Even the reception, most of the security boys, they will have to sit outside, okay? The main living room there, if you have up to 6, 7 people there, it will look like it's crowded, and there are just 2 rooms. So if the president is referring to that 2-bedroom apartment, that's not a permanent apartment for the president. What the president does in the glass house is to hold meetings, maybe in the evening. Some meetings, the people will have been asked to wait at the glass house. He goes there, and then he goes back to the main residence. And these main residence and all the adjoining environment, it's palatial. Yes, no. In fact, the lush of green between glass house and the main residence. In fact, if you walk there and you are enjoying the breeze, you are looking at the greens, you will know that this is a special environment. Absolutely. And you see further down to your right, in fact, a whole section with vehicles, not personal vehicles, vehicles for operation of the residence. And then there is a chapel, there is Sunday school building, there is mosque, and then in the main residence itself, the furniture, everything, you walk all the way to First Lady's place. First Lady also has her own section. And if you walk further down, the banquet hall, the extra banquet hall.
This is state secret.
He's giving us expose. Wait, people want to hear. Exclusive. You can only get it on Arise.
The extra banquet hall that we built, during our time, is also there. The president can just walk and enjoy. And there are peacocks on some areas. Enjoying. So it's not a 2-bedroom that the president lives in.
Yeah,
but we should focus on the serious matter.
Absolutely.
Okay, the president should take seriously the point about cost of governance.
Absolutely, that's
and Labour is saying please cut fat so that the poor can breathe.
Absolutely. Well said, Dr. Abati. Well, all right, let's take another story. Former Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, has petitioned the Inspector General of Police over defamatory social media posts. The posts claim that the former Lagos State Governor is drafting a favorable judgment for the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal that will be handed to judges. Fashola described the allegation as baseless and defamatory. In a petition addressed to the IGP, Fashola said the allegation was peddled by journalists Jackson Ude, Yoruba Sheikh, and Reportera.ng using the microblogging platform Twitter. Fashola also stated that the claim has excessively breached the decent fundamentals of public enlightenment and that the allegation amounts to character assassination. He urged the IGP to investigate the claims with utmost urgency as they have implications for the independence, impartiality, and integrity of the Nigerian judiciary. I'm sure you must have seen this story circulating on social media when it came out there. It's good that, Fashola has debunked it now because, like he said, it will impede on the Nigerian judiciary at this point. And it's good that, they have called out these people that might have accused them wrongly.
I've seen a number of accusations or rumors on social media, especially when it maligns an individual's character. And when this news broke, a number of people had taken it and run with it as fact. So the fact that he's coming out now to actually sue the personalities and organizations involved is good. Yes. We'll wait to see whether they will provide evidence or if he will be able to pursue the matter up until the very end and the punishment, because social media is it can be a crazy place, and people feed off social media for information, and it is defamation of character if it is indeed wrong. Absolutely,
Dr. But just a quick question, before I take my other story. What is the charge for defamation in this type of case?
Defamation, Section 375. Section 375 of the Criminal Code. You are not allowed to go and defame people. The punishment is 1 year imprisonment.
1 year.
If you are found guilty. Also, the fact that you did it on social media is no defense. There is a Cybercrime Act, which deals also with defamation or libel. So, Babatunde Fashola SAN He's a lawyer, so if he decides to insist on his rights, the court will look at it. And let us give one example. Eniola Badmus.
I was just going to say, Rufa, you saw that
was how somebody was defaming the actress, Eniola Badmus. And she went to court.
Yes. And what did they charge
the court found in her favor.
2 years in
prison. The
person
person was
convicted,
convicted, yes, but the judge was lenient.
Okay, right.
The judge gave an option of fine of 500,000.
All right.
And on top of it, the convicted person, you know, who paid the fine, is now saying police are seizing her phone. Okay.
All right. Dr.
What is fair is fair. The policeman should release her phone.
Yes.
That was not part of the ruling of the court.
All right. Well
said. People should know that you cannot just go and write. If you write something, you must prove it.
Absolutely.
You who asserts must prove. That's the rule.
Well said. We'll take our final story. Amid tensions caused by the military junta in the Republic of Niger and negotiations by various agencies and countries urging the new military government to respect the rule of law, a video from 2019 resurfaced on Twitter showing the Italian Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, accusing France of using the CFA franc to exploit the resources of West African countries that use it. Let's take a look.
Si chiama franco CFA. È la moneta coloniale che la Francia stampa per 14 nazioni africane, alle quali applica il signoraggio e in forza delle quali sfrutta le risorse di questa nazione. Questo è un bambino che lavora in una miniera d'oro in Burkina Faso. Il Burkina Faso è una delle nazioni più povere del mondo. Per il Burkina Faso, che ha l'oro, la Francia stampa moneta coloniale. In cambio pretende che finiscano nelle casse del tesoro francese il 50% di tutto quello che il Burkina Faso esporta. L'oro che questo bambino si infila in un cunicolo per tirare fuori finisce per lo più nelle casse dello Stato francese. Allora la soluzione non è prendere gli africani e spostarli in Europa. La soluzione è liberare l'Africa da certi europei che la sfruttano e consentire a queste persone di vivere di quello che hanno.
I mean, this was in 2019, and it's still happening till now. And you know that this is what Niger is fighting against, about their resources. And, you know, I think that this is what the military is actually taking advantage of.
Very powerful. Giorgia Meloni, very powerful. The truth has to be said. These are part of the colonial vestiges of France. When France left, France did not leave totally. Got about 14 countries. In fact, more countries that were originally French have added to that CFA movement. And the currency is pegged in France. And that's why it's a big problem if you don't have a currency union. Most of the exports go out there. Niger has been supplying France with uranium since the 60s and 70s. Niger is very poor.
Yes.
What they just get is aid. They don't get the true worth of the uranium. And that's how France has colonized all of us. But you see, let me tell you something, Audrey.
Okay.
These countries cannot do this without our leaders being docile. Yes. Our African leaders need to wake up and take our continent and take our countries back. Absolutely. Because the reason why the colonizers can do this is because our leaders, because of petty corruption, are also complicit in the matter.
Well, all right.
That those who will say, give Bola Tinubu some time. But do you think that he has the capacity to do well by Nigerians?
You know, I know him, and I know him well. I've always said to him privately, even before he became the president, that, look, I do not know the mess you will meet.
But you know him that deep?
I know him that deep.
Oh.
I do not know the mess you will meet, because you're not president before. But I have a belief that you're going to leave the place better than you met it. That's the charge. And therefore, for someone who has known him from as long as 1994, I have a duty to start calling out the alarm bells when I think he's going to end up, you know.
He's getting a lot of applause from abroad.
Listen to me, man.
The question
if you look at the entire sub-region, you look at Mali, you look at Niger, you look at Burkina Faso and all that, can't you see what's going on? I was in Washington last week at the invitation of the Congress, and one of the conversations we had there, and this is important, was they were saying a lot of things. They wanted to designate Nigeria a country of particular concern because of the body count from all of our crises. And when it was my turn to respond, I didn't go there trying to throw the country under the bus. I was very clear that democracy is beginning to shrink in Africa. And one of the reasons why democracy is shrinking in Africa is that capitalist democracy, PPP, this, is giving a lot of our people, leaving them behind. So we're creating a system where the vast majority of the people are expected to be applauding those who are in charge. And we need to reverse that and look what's going on. So for Ashad Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President Tinubu, he doesn't want sympathy. He ordered for the job. He begged for it. He cried for it. He said, Emiloko, he was even bit entitled about it. No one is going to give him a slack on the job. He needs to go fix his house. He needs to get them to be more serious. Right. He needs to look at the issues properly, and he needs to understand Nigeria is a multi-dimensional, multicultural country, and it's a young country. Right. You can't keep bringing recycled people and telling us that's the best you can find. No, that's not the best. Thank you.